Good afternoon. I hope you and your families are all very well, and where perhaps things aren't so good, that you are leaning on us as a community as much as you can. I hope you know that we are all still here. We're just the same people, and if you need us, please arrange a phone call. We've had some great news this week. You may remember that over the academic year we've been part of a project called the Iris Melt project, which measures environmental impact, specifically carbon footprint of schools nationally. And I'm delighted to say that we've had some extraordinary feedback on our research and the methods the girls have produced. So I particularly want to congratulate Anna Woodbridge, Olivia Barnard and Senan Powell for being highlighted by the Iris Melt organisers for the quality of their data, for their extraordinary levels of higher scientific reasoning. These skills are going to serve them so well in their A-levels. And I'd like to thank Mrs. Bennett and Miss Burrell for all the work they've done enabling that. I thought you might like to know that as part of Priory Purpose, Jasmine and Angela have put together a website for local primaries using our staff expertise from early years through to Key Stage 2 in creativity. They're areas where lots of state schools are not receiving any provision at the moment, whereas our girls are. So that's a really wonderful resource. Do have a look at it if you see it on social media. It's called Creativity Counts. And I also thought you might like to know that when we talk about our association being lifelong and continuing that strong community sense that we have, by way of an example, Miss Massey last week rang all of our association members who are over 60, who we have numbers for, to check in and just to make contact. If you know any former pupils who would like to hear from us, please would you ask them if we could have their details. We'd love to connect with them. I did an assembly with the juniors on the Gospel of Mary and Martha this week. And the importance of that story is Martha is an enormously busy woman, and she's always doing things, and she defines herself by getting things done and getting things finished. And Mary, by contrast, is quite good at sitting still. And I asked the girls to consider themselves in lockdown. Are they a Martha? Are they still trying to pursue things to the nth degree? Are they allowing themselves to just stop? We are reviewing all of our resources and all of our teaching constantly. We know from feedback from the girls and from you as parents that there's a pretty even divide between people loving the live teaching and those loving the VLE tasks. So on the basis that we're not going to please everybody, we will continue to improve what we know is working, and we're streamlining. So can I ask you parents, if your daughter is anxious about not finishing, can you give her permission, because it comes from me, to simply stop? No girl in this school is going to be disadvantaged because she hasn't done a particular lesson. We will make sure that all ground is covered, that everything is caught up. In this short-term moment, we are honing everything and we're listening. But we also live in the long term, and in the long term, your daughter's education is safe with us. Our GCSE and A-level results year on year are outstanding. We're the same people teaching those girls. So please can I help you to drop your shoulders if the homeschooling is tough? Please show your daughters the way to saying good is good enough and stop. And if it's any consolation, as a parent, last week we didn't get near my son's maths until Sunday. So for a whole week we didn't do his maths. That's not a great example, except I hope it reassures you of my confidence that our children will be fine. They need to remember this moment as not filled with anxiety. And I am writing to you as appropriate with details about how we're proposing to help you with that. Have a really lovely weekend. If there are worries, I send you my prayers. We keep praying as a community, and thank you for the enormous joy that you continue to bring us with news of all that you're doing. Thank you.